Hi everybody, John with you, Kaiwaza. Welcome back to my channel, and it's time for me to do a post-cruise video vlog sort of thing. Photographs, really, I don't have a video from the cruise. I don't know, I didn't record a lot of video. So this is mainly just me talking and showing you photographs from my cruise. This was the first cruise I've taken since COVID in, I think 2019 was the last one I took. And so I just had really been kind of jonesing to go on a cruise for a while. I do enjoy them a lot and didn't really have an agenda necessarily or a specific place I needed to go, although I would prefer warmer climates, although within reason after this trip, I don't know, but preferring warmer climates. And I just kind of started looking around. vacationstogo.com is where I usually pick my cruises. They have good deals, especially good deals with one's 90 days out and less. And one of them just popped out at me for being so cheap and so long, a very long trip, 20-day cruise. And I just looked into that one a little bit more, checked out the itinerary, checked to make sure online the ship was okay. I mean, if there was something going on with the ship or whatever, like why is it that cheap? But everything is fine, and I just decided to go ahead and book it right away because I thought at this price it's probably gonna sell out. It's a very good deal. Never been on a cruise this long before. Previously 14 days was the longest I've been on. This one was 20. And also I've never been on a repositioning cruise, and that this was a repositioning cruise. Not that there's anything necessarily special about repositioning, but it is a little different. A repositioning cruise is when they're taking, one ship is ending its season, going in and out of a particular port, and the cruise ship line is going to move the ship to another place in the world where it will start doing cruises in that area for a season or two or whatever. And this one had been doing Alaska cruises out of Seattle, and I don't know where they're taking it to. I never could ascertain. I was getting different answers from people about where they were moving the ship to for the coming season, but I got a few different answers, so I'm not sure. Anyway, this was on the Norwegian Sun, the Norwegian cruise lines. I have been on Norwegian. I'm not particularly loyal to certain cruise lines. I mean, I've done many of them, and they all are different, and they all have good things or bad things or whatever about them. So I'm not, particularly a loyalist to any one, but apparently, unbeknownst to me, I have been on Norwegian cruise lines enough times to qualify as silver status. Gold would be, up, the next one up. Silver status, and that comes with some, I guess, some benefits or things, one of which I didn't realize. I don't know if this was because of my silver status or just a deal I got with Vacations to Go, because sometimes they have things thrown into, I don't know. But I got $50 off of every shore excursion that I booked, which is actually quite a good deal to have. So that was great. Anyway, let's talk about the cruise itself. It left Seattle on a Monday. I have my notes. Actually, not my notes, my diary. I have my diary in front of me because I'd never remember all these dates and everything. But no, October the 30th. I flew in a day early into Seattle and stayed in an airport hotel overnight, and then just took an Uber to the cruise port, which was right in downtown Seattle. I don't know why I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. If I had known that, maybe I should have just stayed at a hotel in downtown Seattle, and then I could have hung out a little bit in the morning. Although my flight came in at night, I didn't get to the hotel till like 10:30 or 11 or something anyway, so what difference would it make? Yeah, it was fine. I just went to the kind of airport hotel, had my continental breakfast, and called my Uber. And there were some other older people, a group of about like 6 there at the front desk, complaining because I don't know, they had reserved something to come and pick them up, and their name wasn't on the list that they had from the cruise ship to come and be picked up at the front desk or whatever. And there was all this, huffing and puffing and how people get super mad and all that, which I understand. But I was just thinking in my head, like, dude, I didn't say anything to them, but I'm like, just freaking call an Uber. There's like 6 of you. You could get like a whatever, and it would be cheaper than taking the shuttle for that many of you. But whatever. I just waited on my shuttle and got on my way down to the cruise embarkation site. Check-in was very smooth. By the way, this will probably be at least 2 videos because I feel chatty. And I mean, that's what this is all about, right? So I feel kind of chatty, and I don't want to make a video that's like an hour long or something. I probably couldn't even upload that from my phone. Anyway, went to the embarkation site. Check-in was very smooth. A lot of people, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, like the embarkation process can be kind of lengthy. I mean, you do have to like wait and go from here to there, to this room, to that area, to this area, to have different things happen. But it all went very quickly and smoothly without a hitch until I was taken to the waiting area where we were waiting to get on the ship, which I thought that's odd because they were supposed to have started boarding at 8 a.m. and my boarding time was 11. So it should have been, there shouldn't be a waiting to embark room. But there was, and it was there. In fact, there were 2, and they were full of hundreds of people sitting around. Turns out that there was a Coast Guard surprise inspection of the ship, which they have to do. I don't know exactly how long it takes, but they inspect this, that, and the other thing or whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, I hope it passes everything, because it doesn't, they'd be like canceling our trip while we're sitting here. But we waited for maybe, I don't know, half an hour or so by the time I was there, and then it was open and we started embarking. So with no problem, except it was an awful lot of people getting on the ship at one time, but not really a problem. I met some people waiting around already, a few different couples that I would run into over and over again. I should say this Norwegian Sun was not a larger cruise ship. It was a smaller one. I think it's like 2,000 passengers, 2,100, something like that, max. I don't know. And I don't know how full we were. I mean, I've heard from several different people that it was pretty close to selling out. And some other people said no, it wasn't. And it was one of those things, it's very hard to get an actual answer to, because either many of the crew just don't know, or then the people that do know, it's kind of one of those things. I think they don't want to go around saying what the occupancy is. They want it to be mysterious and sort of unknown. But anyway, I would say it was pretty full, but it was a smaller ship. We probably had like 1,900 people or something on board, which is small because a lot of these ships that you see are, 4,000 passengers and higher than that, much higher than that they go. There are advantages and disadvantages to a small ship. I don't really care, because I just, one way or the other, big ship, small ship, whatever, I like being on the ship and the cruise, and so I don't care. This was a really good deal, really good price point. That's why I was there. I couldn't have even really stayed in a hotel and had meals out for the price that the cruise cost me per day. It was cheaper than staying in a hotel and eating out per day. Yeah, so we did leave on time. I believe we left on time. Wouldn't really matter, but it was kind of on time. Very pretty, you know, seeing Seattle from the ship. And the weather in Seattle was great. A little bit cool, not super cold, but a little bit cool. Clear sky. I used to live in that part of the country, and I know it's not that often you get beautifully clear skies, especially in October, like the day before Halloween. Anyway, let me show you some pictures. For this cruise, for this deal, I opted for an inside room. I have had balconies, and you know, I love them, but the inside cabins sometimes on these specials are so much of a better deal that I'm totally happy with an inside room, because there's so many places on the ship to sit and watch and whatever, see everything coming and going. So inside room's fine. A little food porn, first of many. My first lunch, tuna melt and delicious tomato soup in the dining room. This is the dining room lunch menu, in case you've never seen one of these. Beautiful downtown Seattle aboard the Norwegian Sun before departing. And we embark on our voyage. And how about this amazing, beautiful view here leaving Seattle? First morning, I have my beloved muesli. If you've never had it before, I was introduced to it on cruise ships. It's a European thing, but kind of like overnight oats, but it has more things in it, different kinds of seeds and like sliced up little apples and things inside of it. And it is the most delicious thing ever. And it's really a digestive. So if you eat this in the morning, I'm telling you, your stomach all day and all night will just be beautiful. And I had it nearly every day on the cruise. I love my muesli. First official day of the cruise was Halloween, and there were many carved pumpkins around, and the staff there had decorated the buffet with all sorts of Halloween decorations. Really, really cute. It was kind of magical for me to be in the Pacific Northwest in a place where the weather was cooler for Halloween. It was a very nostalgic feeling for me. We were in the city of, or town really, of Astoria, Oregon. Really quaint town, really pretty, lots of interesting shops. And unbeknownst to me, at about 2:30 or so, all the merchants had Halloween costumes, and they went outside of their stores with tables with baskets of goodies, and all of these school children with their parents, everybody's in costume. They all just descended on the town, and they went trick-or-treating at all the merchants, and it was like something out of a Hallmark movie. I didn't know people even did this anymore. It was kind of magical, really.
Well, hello there. Does the stress and worry and craziness of the modern world just wear you down? Take a moment to relax and unwind and revisit the beautiful, calming music of the past on Moody Mood Music, the online internet radio station that plays all the dollar bin records and thrift store finds that were salvaged and given a new life, spun again, and give the opportunity for you all to enjoy memories from the past decades, the beautiful vinyl sounds of Moody Mood Music. Won't you join me there for all the great music? The link is below in the description. It's absolutely free to listen to. What have you got to lose except your sanity and your good taste?
Wednesday, November 1st. Ooh, it was cold to me. It was like in the 40s. I was freezing. And something I've never experienced before, being on usually tropical cruises, we were in fog, and pretty heavy fog. And many times during the day, they were blowing the foghorn like every 10 minutes. It was kind of creepy. Now, the next day, the 2nd, also a sea day, which means we weren't in any port. Very sunny, very nice, reading my book, just relaxing and enjoying the ship. Friday the 3rd, we are stopping in Santa Barbara, California. Took the Tinder boat in and took a city tour. Very pretty little city. I went to the Mission, which was sadly closed, but yeah, lovely sight. I did branch off on my own down to, I think it's called State Street, to this Turkish coffee place. Oh my gosh, it was so pretty, and I was a bad boy, and I ate some absolutely delicious baklava that they make there, including this one on the left that's almost like a Triscuit based, really interesting. The next day, Saturday, was Catalina Island, California. We took a Tinder boat in there. More about these Tinder boats later. Catalina Island, never been there before. Very sweet, really nice. Again, sort of eclectic and cute shops. I did buy a crazy Hawaiian shirt that had Halloween idioms on it. I've never seen one of those before. But yeah, I just enjoyed, I didn't have a tour or anything. I just enjoyed walking around Catalina Island. I did buy some soap at one of these swanky shops because I actually didn't like the soap on the ship, which is very unusual, but I just didn't. So I got a fancy bar for myself. Every night there are shows in the Stardust Theater aboard the ship. This is one of them. A guy that was Canadian guy in a unicycle, a magician. Very, very funny, actually. Really enjoyable show. But yeah, something different every night. Some sea scallops, a little bit of food porn there. Our next stop, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Ooh, it's getting hot, right? Away from that temperate climate, getting hot, getting humid. I had a, snorkeling excursion booked here. So again, we had to take the Tinder boats in, which can be sort of a tedious process to be doing it all the time. Taking Tinder boats, which are basically lifeboats, that's what you saw there, into Cabo San Lucas to get on another boat. That takes us to the bay where we're doing our snorkeling, but we went past the very beautiful and famous rock formations there at Cabo San Lucas. Really a beautiful sight, and had a lovely afternoon snorkeling in the water. I enjoy snorkeling. More music in the Stardust Theater at night. Now they have several different bars and little nightclub situations going on the ship. So any night there's 5-6 different acts you can hear at different times going on the ship if you want to, hang out and have some drinks and enjoy some music. Next up on the Tuesday, 7th of November, the very beautiful and the very hot and very humid city of Puerta Vallarta, Mexico, where, as our cruise director made it a point to say, they have a Walmart very close to the dock if anyone is interested. Now in Puerto Vallarta, I had booked a rather long city tour, and first place we went was to the waterfront there in the city, where they have, I guess, what you call a statuary, a bunch of statues. Really interesting, right along the waterfront there by the ocean, and quite pretty, as you can see. Now, we were very fortuitous to be there at the Day of the Dead celebrations. Dia de los Muertos. And they have these gigantic skeletons and decorations of the Day of the Dead all up and down the waterfront too. And that was just the coolest thing to be able to see. A very creative, very cool artwork there. Now, this was a sculpture of the Day of the Dead bread, which we actually had some on the ship. Sort of rolls, somewhat sweet, with a little sweet topping on it. Really nice, but cool to see it in a statue. In a few different spots around the town, there were these altars for Day of the Dead, where they actually honor people who have passed away, and they put their favorite fruits and food items and candles out on their altar for them. And we walked over to one of the beautiful churches there in Puerto Vallarta. Then we continued walking through the very hot and humid streets of Puerto Vallarta to a shopping area down by a river. Kind of reminded me of the old International Marketplace here. I rather enjoyed this place, just different shops in a, jungle setting. Then our bus took us over to the old part of Puerto Vallarta. Now, they didn't say this, but it was very obviously also the gay part of Puerto Vallarta to me, seeing the change in the composition of the people out on the street and the number of rainbow flags and some bars and restaurants and things displaying, pride flags and whatever. I'm like, okay, I know where we are. They didn't say that, but yeah. Of course, it was one of the prettiest regions. And we sail away from beautiful Puerto Vallarta. Very nice place. Long tour, a couple of long tours. John is getting very hot, getting very tired at this point, but he's glad to be back on the ship. And we're gonna stop here. And that is part 1 of my 20-day cruise, and we'll pick up where we left off in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Love to hear your comments in the comments section. Don't forget you can check out my online hobby easy listening radio station, Moody Mood Music. You can check that out. That will be linked down below. And thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.